Hey, it's Strib, and before we get into our fascinating discussion about an old World War II rifle that I have, I failed to do this um, in my first little gun video, and that is that I wrote this book. It's called Buddhism for Dudes, and it's beloved the world over, and it's only about $12 on Amazon.com if you want a straight story about the Buddhism beliefs, what it is, what it isn't, without any kind of bullshit, with a few yucks in it. You might want to check my book out. It's on Amazon.com. If you happen to live in the Czech Republic, it's been translated into Czech. The next firearm that I intend to get rid of, I've been selling off my beloved collection of World War II battle rifles for a while to accomplish a variety of things with the money, most notably to get therapies for my trimmers, and also to we bought some hepatitis B vaccine on one sale for some folks in Nepal who needed it a couple years after the earthquake. So I've got a couple of them left. There's a few I'm never going to part with. The main one being my Mosin Nagant. It's got a 1938 Mosin Nagant. They got all tricked out and stuff. You have to check it. Not tricked out. I got it finished very nicely, and I got some cool sights and stuff on it. So, but I've had a Mauser. I've had an SKS. I've had a Springfield 1903 A3. I've had a Carcana, a whole bunch of antiques. And I was always fascinated with them because I was a military guy, and these are all military rifles, and they were fun to shoot at the range. If you didn't mind coming back, after a couple hours with enormous shoulder bruises from firing these cannons. I got one left that I'm getting rid of. I'll talk about my Mosins another time. And that is a Arisaka Type 99 Japanese World War II battle rifle. They made, the Japanese made battle rifles in two different calibers. This one was the biggest one. It's a round that kind of approached, oh gosh, I don't even remember now. I've done the research, but it's kind of an unusual rifle. A lot of these things were dumped. Look at that front sight. A lot of these things are dumped into Tokyo Bay after the war. Sight pretty kind of standard for those kind of rifles. Just the ladder sight in the back. Straight bolt. Harder than hell to slam home. It's kind of spring loaded, so it's. And then you got a buttstock. And the other side you got a sling fitting here, and a sling fitting on this band here, and that's pretty much the Arisaka. But of course, it's got a story to it. The stock is pretty beat up, but it's an original stock. It's not the stock that came with the rifle, which I bought in a gun shop. It had someone had sporized the original stock, which means they tried pathetically to turn it into something that resembled a deer rifle. This is the original stock. And you see how it's been cut off here compared to the original stock is significantly shorter. Well, so that's how it came. That's how it came. It had this little hacked off stock. Somebody had sort of sanded it down and polyurethaned it. And so my intention was to restore the Arisaka back to a more original condition. So I went looking for a stock for it and found the one that's on there now on eBay. It cost me $110. So we're starting with a $165 rifle. And I hated to spend that kind of money for a stock on it, but I wanted to restore it to its original condition. And that's what I did. And then, a couple of summers ago, this thing has been sitting in my gun safe for years now, and I really need to get rid of it because I could use the money to buy a bunch more 22 ammo. So anyway, a couple summers ago, my wife and I decided to take a trip to Vermont. We drove up there and had a wonderful couple of weeks just banging around Vermont and visiting all sorts of things, spending a lot of time in the Green Mountains and eating a lot of clam chowder and hitting the maple places and just having a great time. And stopped in this one, which I guess you would call a metropolitan area, more or less, in Vermont. There was a gun shop on Main Street, so I popped in. I just love poking around in gun shops. And it was a pretty cool gun shop. It was a long, skinny place, a storefront, and in the back was a trash can. And in the trash can was a whole bunch of rifle stocks, just the stocks. Lo and behold, I find, and I'm very intimately familiar with the stock at this point because I just bitten the bullet, spent $110 on an 8-up-old stock to make my Arisaka more or less original, and back in that garbage can was a stock for an Arisaka Type 99. Unmistakable. And really, look at the wood. It's in really, really great shape. And I'm going, damn. So actually I took it up and asked the guy how much he wanted for it. And he said, $5. So I bought it, hauled it all the way back to Louisville. It's a beautiful stock. It's got nice wood. It's a little, you can see how it's sort of hand rasped around here. So I don't know what stage of the war this particular stock was manufactured. I got a feeling it was a little bit later. This stock here doesn't have that same kind of rough workmanship that this other one does. But again, wood's in beautiful shape. The reason why it's in the old beat up stock as opposed to the Vermont stock is because there are a couple of fittings, but particularly the sling swivel kind of stuff that isn't compatible. So anyway, this bad boy is going to One Living Gun Shop on Hurstburn Lane in Louisville, Kentucky, who's always been great about selling some of my old stuff on consignment. And I'm going to see if either one buy this thing or sell it on consignment for me. And I'm going to give them both stocks. And Buds Buds didn't want it, so that's the story of my Arisaka, my soon to not be my Arisaka anymore. Because I'm gonna whatever I get out of it, I'm spending it on 22M. This strib. Buy my book in Czech or in English. It's a laugh riot. It'll change your life.